Hi, everyone.
Hello, everybody.
I got wet this morning. Look, can you see it? Look.
You've got what? I can't see you. Oh, you got pissed on wet. Yes, you did. And you've got a pussy dog who won't come with you.
Yeah, little Jack Russell is getting old now. Not as old as me, but my collie, she fucking loves it. She just goes out there. She just tries. Oh, she's so obedient as well. The best dog I've ever had. She's so fucking smart. Now, if she, because when it's not windy, so I can hear the traffic. When she hears a car coming, she will run back to me to sit by me. I don't even have to whistle her anymore.
That's amazing. Are you still being bothered by that random dog?
Occasionally. It's on season now, so it's two. It's mother and daughter. The daughter, Fia, is on season now. And this is funny. Last Saturday, I think it was, or the week before, it came out. And, of course, my dog's not been done. He's on a lead, but he wanted to get up there. And I said to Sarah, if that fucking dog turns up at the house, I'm going to let him shag her. And they can deal with these fucking retriever cross Jack Russell puppies. That'd be hilarious. But as these two dogs came out, and what happens is the one who's on season, she'll run in front and lie down in front of Haggis. And then he's obviously fucking getting his nose in her fanny. And Sarah's getting pissed off. And this is on a road where there's traffic. And then a guy pulls out the lane, the farm. And I recognise him. He's actually a priest, Father Patrick. And I said, are these your dogs? He says, oh, kind of. Yeah, they are. I says, well, they're a nuisance now. I says, these dogs, you can see they're getting in my way. They're tripping us up. They're giving my dog, who's on the lead, they're causing all kinds of trouble. There's traffic coming by. These dogs, and it says, and your sister, I presume she's your sister, she comes out and shouts at me because your dogs are not under control. Please, get them under control. You're fucking, all right. Oh. So pulls his car in, gets out, calls the dogs back, walks into the house, not seen them since.
Good.
Well, the thing is, I don't mind. And I said to Sarah, if that woman wanted me to pick the dogs up in the morning and walk them the 4 miles and back, 2 miles there, 2 miles back up the lane and drop them off again, I'd do it every day. I love these dogs. But I will not fucking tolerate these dogs coming out and making a nuisance of themselves, which they are, and then getting yelled at by this fucking woman, whose name is actually Karen.
It's hilarious.
It is hilarious.
You and people shouting aren't a good mix. Goes right through you.
It is, and I'm not the kind of person to be intimidated. I don't care if she's man or woman. I wouldn't give a shit. I don't, and especially if they're shouting at me for something that I've not done.
Yeah.
Get your dog off mine.
Yeah, basically, that's what it's like. My dog's on a fucking lead. Keep your dog under control. What the fuck does this work then?
Yeah. Brainiac, you fucking idiot.
Anyway.
I didn't tell you this yesterday, but...
that's it. Keeping things from me, Connor.
We recorded the podcast yesterday, did we not?
We did.
We did, and I was very smug about my new mic, wasn't I?
You were.
It turns out that I hadn't set it up properly, and the whole episode was recorded using my AirPods.
Oh, you fucking dick.
And subsequently, it sounded like shit. And at the beginning of the episode, it's very... I'm gloating, saying, well, I've got a new mic and I must sound buttery smooth. So I'm gonna take the same risk again, and I'm gonna look right at the camera and say, I hope I sound buttery smooth right now.
Do I sound buttery smooth?
Not really. I'd like to think I sound butterier. You sound clear. I want to be buttery smooth. That's sexy.
You basically want to sound like that guy with the wonky eye, don't you?
That guy with the wonky eye that really looks after his clients well.
That's the one.
No, I definitely do not.
That guy with the wonky eye who doesn't want you to get in great results.
But he wants you to get matching haircuts.
That's the one. Anyway, I've got some news for you. And this is entirely coincidental. I mean, it probably sounds a bit twee, people saying, I'm always getting asked about my skincare routine, that kind of thing. Yesterday, as we were talking about pricing and positioning and stuff, completely by coincidence, one of my she's not a client now. She came on the boot camp. I'm not going to give her a name because it's you know, I would say it's confidential, but it's just not done. But we keep in touch, and I've given her a couple of tips here and there because I'll be unashamedly admit I'm grooming her to join us to pay us more, and you'll see why in a minute. But I'll read out what she sent me yesterday. It was a post. She sent me a screenshot. I don't know who it was from, so I'm going to have to do some investigating here because I want to actually comment on this post. But she said, this post said, I had a good week. I had a number of discovery calls and sold nothing. Those people weren't at the right stage to buy from me. Many would say you obviously didn't qualify them. I did, and then I disqualified them. That sounds bad, but it's true. Sometimes you need to talk to people instead of just taking them through funnels. Sometimes you need to talk to people instead of just bombarding them with ads. Sometimes you need to talk to people instead of just letting that pre-recorded webinar do the work. Last week I smashed my target. This week I didn't. Both made an impact. Both felt as good. Now there's a fundamental problem there.
What's that?
Well, what it is, I actually did check this with the lady who sent me the screenshot. The mistake that lady's making, the one who wrote that post, is she's not charging for her discovery calls. Charging for your calls is probably the ultimate qualifier. Because even if someone is the right person, they're in the market to buy what you're selling, and they have the money and they're prepared to spend it, that does not necessarily mean they're prepared to spend it with you. Now, often what people do is they will do, and experience will tell you this, and it will guide you, get this kind of sixth spidey sense. What happens is, often, but this is all freelancers, if you get someone making an inquiry about getting on a discovery call, and they have the word manager in their job title, yeah, be very, very careful, because managers generally don't control budget. So what tends to happen is, what's happened is, this is a very common scenario, all right? And when I kind of trip people up with this, they go like, how did you know, kind of thing. It's because I'm not fucking stupid, you know? What happens is, the manager's boss, the Uber manager, will say to the manager, bring me a proposal, bring me a feasibility study for this project, you know? Let's outsource our social media. How much is it going to cost? So the manager then goes away and speaks to freelancers and says, how much is it going to cost? Let's go to discovery call. Tell me what you can do. With absolutely zero intention or indeed authority. In fact, they don't even have a budget at this point. It's just a feasibility study. So you get all you get all excited. Think, oh, manager got a team of 25 million people. Yeah, but no fucking budget. Inquiry, yay! Yeah, get discovery call. No, it's a fact-finding mission. It is a discovery call, but they're discovering, not you.
It's an ear rape.
Yeah, and by charging for the call, if you say to people, well, okay, that's fine, get on a call. I charge for initial consultations. It's, for sake of argument, it's £150 plus VAT. Lasts about an hour. At the end of it, you'll have a blueprint telling you how to get from where you are now to where you want to be. And you get your money back if I can't help you, or we end up working together further. It's as simple as that. If they won't pay to do that, they were never going to pay you anyway. And there's loads of reasons they might not be wanting to pay you. Maybe they don't have the money. They have it, but don't have authority to spend it. Maybe they're not at the right place. They're just kicking ideas around. Maybe they're just nasty, horrible people who want things for free. There's loads of reasons. Some are good, some are bad. But the point is, if they won't pay for a consulting call, bearing in mind they can get their money back, they're never going to pay for anything. I mean, I might be wrong one time out of a million. Maybe every now and again, maybe 1 in 10 people would actually have paid you, but they take offence for some reason. But that itself is a qualifier. Now, if you get someone who says, "Well, I was going to spend some money with you, but not if you're going to be as mercenary as this." Well, even if they were going to spend money with you, they'd be difficult clients. It's win-win.
This is especially true with freelancers as well.
Oh God, yeah, it's almost a fucking cliche. Now, this lass, I'll unashamedly say I'm grooming her to spend more money with us, because she came on a boot camp. She's achieved some phenomenal success, small success, but she's told me, a few months ago, I'd have never, if you'd have told me that I could do this, I'd have said it's impossible. And now her attitude is, she hasn't said this, but we've been backwards and forwards. Her attitude is, I can't imagine doing it in any other way now. And she's the lady who told me, she changed her website saying, I don't do free calls anymore. I charge for my calls. She's the lady who told me when she hit the publish button on WordPress to make these changes, she said, I felt physically sick. I felt sick thinking, God, what are people going to think? I'd had people telling me, don't do it. It's a really stupid idea. And a business coach, now whether it's her business coach or just a business coach has offered her some free advice, I don't know. She could be working with this person for all I know. But somebody in that line of work has made a point of telling her, well, you need to change from doing paid for calls. Now that business coach, if she's working with him or her, I'd recommend she stops, because whoever it is doesn't really know what the fuck she's doing or he's doing. There are reasons. For instance, if someone, take us for as a good example, we've got people in our silver membership, we've got people in our gold membership, we've got people in our elite membership. If we wanted to take people from silver to gold or gold to elite, it would be reasonable of us to offer a free call, because these people are already paying us. They're clients. They're trustworthy. And they're qualified because they're already paying us.
Yeah. They like us. They know us. They trust us. They want more of us.
And what we would do is we would make it very clear that this is a discovery call. It's a consultation. But it's not us solving your problems for you. You want that kind of call, then you pay for a different kind of call.
Yeah.
This is a call to see if your current situation and your problems qualify you to ascend in our internal hierarchy to a higher level, and you'll be paying us more money. Basically, and to see if you want to do that, and if we want you to do it. We're very clear. We would not take a person off the street, so to speak, or a social media, and offer them a free discovery call to see if they're going to spend some money with us. That's just not how it works with us.
Here's how that call would go. Client who is already in one of our programs says, hey, I have problem X and I want your guys' help. And we'd go, okay, tell us more about that problem. And if they really insisted and we had to get on the phone, we'd go, okay, we got on the phone. They get on the phone call. They go, hey, I've got this problem. And we go, well, we can help you fix that problem in elite and elite only. Is that something you're interested in? They'll go, yes, I want to solve this problem. This problem's a real big pain in my ass. And we'll go, okay, elite is $2,000 a month. I'm sure you're fine with that. We know your accounts. And they go, yes, change my invoice. And we go, thank you. And they go, no, thank you.
And we've actually done that. I mean, it wasn't verbatim, but it wasn't far away. At one point, when we don't do it now, but we were selling main build, which was like a 6K up front and then $1,500 a month for the remaining 9 months, something like that. We were selling that, and the call people had with us was an interview. It wasn't. It wasn't a discovery call even. It was a fucking interview to see if you were a dickhead and we wanted your money. It was like, and we would say to people before they came on the call, when you come on the call, you need to have your bank details handy, because if we accept your application, we're going to set you up with your direct debit on the spot. And we had one guy, he was in Ireland, and Revolut, for some reason, it wouldn't work with Go Cardless, would it? Do you remember? No, and he was panicking, and he sent us something like 6K on the spot, bank transfer, as we were talking. Do you remember him?
Yes, I
do.
And
then thanked us for taking his money. That's how you do it. And, people say, I don't want to do the hard sell, I don't want to get sales. We weren't salesy. We don't do salesy.
Yeah, that process was fucking fantastic. People applied, we'd accept their application, set them up a time for an interview. We'd just chat to them, and not salesy, just about their business. Do they like football, this, that, and the other? We'd then put them in the waiting room, and I'd look at John and go, do you like him?
Yeah, it's all right.
Is he a cunt? And John goes, I'm not good at judging people. No, he wouldn't. John's very good at judging people. He'd go, no, he's all right. And I go, yeah, he's all right.
I'm not.
Oh, no, you're far too trusting. I forget how trusting you are.
Definitely.
Yeah, but so John liked everyone. John was like, yeah, I love him. Fucking trust him completely. And I was like, So we'd eventually come to an agreement. But we'd always be very solemn when we let them back in the room.
Fucking autist-faced.
Simon Cowell, sort of. I hate to tell you, but you've made it.
Maybe we should actually use, because I'm not going to spill the beans on this podcast episode or anything. Well, not. I will do it at some point when we're more firm about our ideas. Maybe we should use the same process. Think about it. Don't talk about it now. But it worked really, really well for us. And I know we're talking about doing calls again, paid for, of course, if they're cold. But anyway.
Some form of call has always worked best for us. Do you know why?
Because we're fucking good on the phone.
We're good on the phone. We're funny. We're personable. People fucking love us. I used to sit on those triage calls. When we used to do free triage calls, now we just triage over chat. If you don't know what triage is, there's like 5 episodes called Triage that you can go back and listen to. Or you can go buy our book. So when we used to do triage calls rather than messages, sometimes I'd sit there. And I know this is part of the reason we don't do triage calls anymore, but I would sit there for a good 45 minutes because I'd be having the best time ever because I've just made a new best friend. There was one guy I spent an hour on the phone to, 20 minutes, not even 20 minutes, 5 minutes was like, yeah, you got a good business here. I sended him to talk to you. And then we spent 55 minutes talking about fucking cryptocurrency.
Now it comes out, the truth.
I used to love it. I'd sit there. I'd be like, look at all my best friends.
One of the reasons we stopped doing triage calls is Connor is shit at them. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's great on the phone, but he's shit at doing triage because he's too nice. If you're going to do triage on the phone, you've got to be really fucking strict, and Connor's not.
I would say I am both world-class and really, really shit at triage. I would say I am simultaneously very good at both because people open up to me. They'll tell me everything. I had people, I don't know who they are. You've sent them to me before to triage, and within 5 minutes, I've got them reading their bank statements to me. Oh, and how do those numbers make you feel? Oh, they're shit, are they?
You were too nice.
But I wasn't too nice.
You were. You'd have people who were unqualified. Shut up. You'd have people who were unqualified, and you'd spend an hour helping them.
Yeah, but if they were qualified, I was horrible. I was a nasty little cunt. If they were qualified, I'd be like, and I bet that keeps you up at night, doesn't it? Yeah, and my wife's menopausal, so she's up late, really, really late as well, and so I have to speak to her about it, and then she chews me ear off, so I'll go downstairs and have a whiskey, I does, and then I'll go, you remind me of my dad, and, you know, we helped him, so we can help you.
You remind me, it's a bit like, it's one of those, you're going to need a handle to get off the toilet moments, isn't it?
God, yeah, fuck me.
Fucking hell. That scares the hell out of me, that does.
Me too. Me too.
Hey, I'm a lot closer to it than you are, mate.
Oh, at least your joints and spine works. Mine's fucking retarded.
Good. Well, to an extent, yeah. I mean, I'd rather be me than you. Because at least I've got hope.
In 13 years, I won't even be 40, so.
I know, that's fucking scary, man. 70. I can't be 70 ever. I'm still a little kid.
It's weird because when you said that, and I was thinking about myself in the toilet. Luckily, I didn't think of you in the toilet. But what I did think about you, I thought about being at your funeral. And I was like, how am I even going to know if, like, John dies? I was like, I'm going to have to hear it through Holly because Sarah doesn't know how to get to me. And then I was like, oh, God, then I'm going to have the inconvenience of travelling to fucking Ireland.
To be fair, I don't really give a shit because I won't be there anymore.
No, I know. I'd be there.
So anyway, yeah, this lady, it was completely by coincidence that she was saying that there are people still posting on LinkedIn doing free discovery calls. And the thing is, I want people to understand this, right? When I take on a new client on mentoring in particular, I get them to do 3 things first. And this is without any videos. I don't have to send them a video. I don't have to get them to read anything. They don't have to learn anything. It's 3 simple things. And anyone listening to this right now could do this by the end of today. You could do it, well, it's what, 10:30. You could do this by 11 o'clock, right? all they do, the first three things is they stop working for free. So they don't work for free anymore. And they say no more free meetings, no more free calls, no more free advice, and following on from that, which takes a little bit more thinking about, no more kind of free tips on LinkedIn, no more giving value. So no more free working for free. But certainly the free calls and the free meetings, you can start that immediately. Second thing you can do immediately is you can start getting paid up front. So when you do a project, you take a substantial deposit, either 100% or maybe 50%, and then arrange for payment on completion, not delivery. For smaller jobs, you want 100% upfront anyway. Maybe use escrow. Again, you could sit down with a piece of paper and work out how you're going to manage that with three different kinds of clients. Maybe retainers get paid up front, for instance. So someone comes on a retainer, you're doing a month, you do 20 hours a month. Okay, you bill them at the beginning of the month and not the end. Again, your existing clients, you're going to have to transition them over a period of probably 3 or 4 months. Fine. But new clients, you decide by 11 o'clock, that's what I'm doing from now on. Next client, they pay up front. And the third thing is they raise their prices. Double it, treble it, 20%, don't care. But you increase your prices. Those three things, again, one of my clients, she felt physically sick. She was made redundant. She took a chance on me after being referred to me by an old elite member, Dave Taylor. She had never met me. We'd never even spoken on the phone. Didn't even do a paid consulting call. I told her how much it was, and she used her redundancy money to pay my fee. And she said, I felt physically sick when I hit the button to send it by internet, bank transfer, because it was leaving the country. It was going to an Irish bank. I had no idea who you were, but I trusted you. And within 30 days, she did those three things. Within 30 days, she said, it just changed my life. It was unbelievable. I'm still working. This is 15, 18 months later, whatever it is.
So one more time, because it will round off a nice little clip. What are those three things?
Stop working for free. So no more free calls, no more free meetings, no more free advice. First thing. No more looking at websites for people. No more looking at copy for people. No more audits, that kind of thing. If people send you stuff to look at, look at it and say, yes, I can see there are problems with it. You want to talk about them, get on a paid call. So no more working for free, the first thing. Second thing is get people to pay you up front. So take a deposit up to and including 100%, a smaller deposit if it's a larger job, but you get the deposit and then take steps to ensure you get paid at the end of it. So payment on completion, not delivery, and maybe even think about using escrow service. And if you're doing a long project, say spans 6 months, you might want to get stage payments. So you get paid, you might say, I'm going to raise an invoice every 2 months in advance. So you do one at the beginning, you work for 2 months, then you raise a second invoice. And until that second invoice is paid, you don't do any more work. Simple as that. And the third thing you do is you raise your prices. At least 10%. But I'd say most of you can probably increase your prices by 50%, double, and no one will bat an eyelid who's worth working with. Those three things. So stop working for free, get paid up front, raise your prices. You don't need any marketing knowledge, don't need to read any books, don't need a website designer, don't need to change your logo. Okay, you don't need to watch any videos, you just need to do those three things. And I guarantee that will change your fucking life in 30 days.
And I reckon that's a wonderful place to leave it, mate. That was poetic.
You're pathetic, right?
You're fucking old. 13 years. That's all you've got.
Oh, shut up! So it's actually less than that. It's 12 years in January, mate. Oh no! Fucking
When's your birthday again? January
12th.
January 12th.
Scary as shit, man. I don't know why I'm laughing. It's terrifying.
Christ.
Mm.
So, to all the youngsters listening, because everyone listening is certainly younger than John.
Pretty much.
The old man's going to give you some advice now. He's going to tell you where to buy our book, John. Where do they go to buy our book?
Well, in the old days, you used to have to go to a bookshop. And you'd say, do you have this book? And they'd say, no, we don't have to. So they used to say, oh, you can order it, Come back in a few weeks' time. That's what it was like. Now you can just go to well-fedfreelancer.com, leave your details, pay our measly £5 fee, and download it onto your computer. That's fucking progress, man. Well-Fed-Freelancer.com.
And you also get the 8 bonuses that make up the most unbelievable free gift.
9.
9 free bonuses that make up the most unbelievable free gift ever. And if you don't like the book for whatever reason, we'll give you £10 and buy you a large pizza to apologise for wasting your time.
Free pizza. Double your money back and a free pizza. No one can complain about free pizza. Not even my mum, and she used to complain about everything when she was alive.
Yeah. And no one's taken us up on it yet, which is rather disappointing.
Never, ever. Not once. How long have I been giving that guarantee in one way, shape or form, Connor? Years now.
Years.
3 years? No one has ever asked for double the money back and a free pizza. No one, ever.
Maybe it's because we're scary.
Could be.
Or maybe, just maybe, I hadn't thought about this. Maybe we're actually quite good.
It's almost like we know what we're talking about, isn't it?
Almost. And on that note, wellfedfreelancer.com.
Buy the fucking book, you tight bastards.
Bye-bye for now.